What's up, guys? Look, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something really cool. I'm here with my buddy John Hanks. Look, me and John, probably, I know you've seen him on some hunts on the channel, but John's day job is actually a biologist for the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, and today we're out here catching doves before dove season.
That's right.
It's like hunting 2 weeks early. I mean, we got to let them go.
Yeah,
but, you know,
yeah.
it's a cool thing. So, John, look, thanks for having us out. You know, I want you to tell the folks kind of what we're doing here, just a broad overview, you know, of what we're out here doing, like explain the trap, all that kind of good stuff. It'll be good.
You know, we're out here today, we're capturing these doves, we're going to band them. And the reason we band doves and ducks and all sorts of different birds, and any birds that research is done on, whether it's raptors or songbirds, whoever's fooling with them usually bans them, because if they're ever recaptured, you get some information for it. And you know, the main reason we ban doves is we can't count them like ducks. There's no survey where you fly over and count doves. So we get a harvest estimation from these bands, from returns from hunters. We get a survival rate, you know, how many doves survive to the next year or 1 year from these. We also take that HIP information that people, you know, they 0 to 10, 10 to 20. Did you kill ducks? Did you hunt geese? Did you hunt doves? We take that information, you put it all together, and you get a population estimate. And banding is the most important tool we have in managing our doves and setting the seasons and understanding what kind of management decisions we make on these birds. So we're going to be catching some birds today, putting some bands on them. We're using a dog kennel style trap, which is we have two types of trap. We have a small walk-in trap which sits on the ground and has funnels in it, and you can kind of leave them alone. You can catch a lot of birds that way, but usually catch a little bit higher adult to juvenile ratio out of these, and we need to catch more. We have a certain amount of adults and juveniles that we need to catch. Also, some other information we get from bands is, you know, longevity, how long did the bird live, geographical distribution. You know, it was banded here in Monroe, maybe it gets killed in South Louisiana or Arkansas. Same way with ducks, you've experienced that.
Yep.
We do this all for scientific data. So if you as a hunter kill a banded bird, and you report it to us, and you give us the correct information, that doesn't do anything but help our decision-making process. Now, sometimes it's for longer seasons and longer limits, sometimes it's for shorter, but without information, we can't make good decisions.
Look, hunters, we're the biggest conservation tool that these animals have. Let's just be honest. All of our money goes straight back into these animals. And that's a cool thing, that like hunting kind of self-funds itself, self-funds the research, I mean, there's not a lot of other things in this world that happens. So, you know, for hunters, every time you buy shells, guns, Pittman Robertson dollars go right back into this kind of research that let us continue to hunt, let us continue to have fun, and most of all, just take care of the animals, to give back to the things that we chase. I think that's what a lot of folks that don't hunt don't realize, is how much money and time and effort we put into helping the animals. Do we chase them? Do we hunt them? Do we eat them? Absolutely. But our goal is to do that for 100 years, not a short-term window of, hey, I just need something to eat. Our goal is to make sure like that we leave these populations better than we found them. And that's a really vital part to having 60-day seasons, 75-day seasons, whatever, is for us to get that data. So now the hunt begins. This is technically a hunt. We're sitting here.
We're trying to capture
Yeah, we're trying to capture them. So we're sitting here. We're going to hopefully get these doves to walk into that kennel, get them a little bite of wheat, and in return, they're going to give us some data. So it's a trade-off. They get a free meal. We get a little data.
We get a little data.
And they get to go about their happy business. All right, so look. Doves are still wild animals. They're slick. We got in a truck. John's in his truck. Now, he does this alone all the time, so I don't want to screw anything up for him. So I'm going to let him, if doves get in the trap, I'm going to let him go. And then I'm going to go up there and help him once he gets up there and springs his trap. Because, you know, just like all of us, he's got a way to do this. So we're going to let him do it his way, and we're just going to be here to be hands to help. That's all we're here for. So we got two looking at it, but hopefully they'll walk in. If one of them will go in, the rest of them will follow. Okay. That one bite of wheat ain't enough. Oh, we got another one coming in hot. He said he'd get ready. What John just said. If that other one will go in, he'll go. Get us a 6th one. There he goes. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Wow, that one got out. That one got out. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Kick that thing, John. We got another one out. Perfect. Let's go. Let's go check and see what we got. That's fantastic. Let's go. We'll go through a lot of this stuff while we're in there with them. Take care of them. You don't. What biggest thing? We don't want to stress them. We don't want to hurt them. We want this process to be as quick as possible for these doves. So, I saw one of them slicked you.
Yeah, they standing under the rail.
Oh yeah.
You
ain't gonna get it.
I'm gonna slide in there. You wanna
Boy,
put this right here.
You built this for you, didn't you?
Yeah.
This thing ain't built for 6'4".
Got me 5'9" to be in here.
Golly, watch out, buddy. Here, this.
All right.
We're gonna take care of you.
All we do is ease up to them. They're gonna fly a little bit.
Yep.
Kind of pin them up in the corner.
Hey, buddy.
Pick them up.
Come here, friend.
Like that.
Come here, friend. All right.
And remember, the door is the hole. So.
I gotta take his hat off.
Did we lose one?
Hey, buddy. No. Hey, buddy.
Oh.
Hey, buddy.
Now
hey, friend.
A little bit too slow there.
What happened?
You let it get out the door. You got to chain the door a little tighter.
I thought it was tight. We got 3? Dang, we had 5.
You had 5. That's okay.
Catch and release.
Beginner.
Catch and release.
Right.
Well, the first time I dove trapped with you, this is a little more sophisticated trap here.
It's a little different.
This
This trap actually works better to catch adult birds, and
do we want to spring the trap?
we're gonna set it up on the end like that.
On the end? There we go.
Got it? So we'll pull around the other side over there and let this trap get back to work, and we'll see if we can band. So we got a mourning dove here.
Yep.
And the first thing I did was put a band on him in case he gets away. At least got him banded. He's an unknown. So what we have, what we call them is either hatch year or after hatch year. Juvenile, adult, we'll use that interchangeably. So hatch year is juvenile, after hatch year is adult. That means it's just a year old or older. And the first thing you can look at is all these buffy feathers in here, all that yellow, white, bright buffing. That's a juvenile sign. These long feathers are primaries, and there's 10 of them. And they start out here 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So he's molting number 2. He's replacing it. See it growing in right there? So I have a place on my data sheet for the molt. So I'll put he's a number 2. He's a hatch year. So if it's a hatch year, it's an unknown sex. So we don't know if he's male or female. You can tell with adults really well. When they get later in the molt, you can start to kind of see some color, and you may be able to guess, but if it's hatch year, we mark him an unknown sex. Yeah. So he's got his band on there.
Got it, some jewelry.
We want, a nice round band that's comfortable for the bird, no sharp edges. Got to make sure it won't come off his foot. We're going to let him go. Sometimes they're pretty docile.
There you go.
Unknown. Got the date and the site. We got to spread that just right and evenly for the bird. And we load up the banding pliers. All right, this is a recapture, and it's a juvenile bird, so I know it's a recapture from this year. And I can look at the numbers and tell that it's one of mine. So this is one we probably caught last week or the week before. And I have caught them even at 3 o'clock and then again at 5 o'clock. So
they hungry.
They hungry.
They
hungry. So this is another juvenile bird. You can see all the buffiness in here. And these coverts, these feathers are called coverts. These are primary coverts out here and secondary coverts up here, tertials.
So what'll be cool though is like we can find him, and you can check even the process of his molting. If he was molting
that's right.
a week ago or whenever you caught him,
right.
You can see how his process is going.
So they molt from, outside, the inside out. So when they get out here, in fact, if he's molting like number 9, all these feathers will have molted out too, and that buffiness is gone, and you can't tell if he's an adult or a juvenile. So when they get out here to 9 and 10, 8, 9, and 10, they're unknown unknowns. Yeah. So he's already been banded. We're going to let him go. Look at him go.
There you go. You got to love him.
Now, this is still a juvenile.
Juvenile. Dang, he was close.
He was close.
He was hatched early.
You can see the buffiness out here. He's molting 10, 9, 8, number 7. So if he was molting number 8, it'd probably be an unknown. But you can see the buffiness and the primary coverts out here. But see how the wing looks nice and gray, good color there. There's no buffiness in there, so he's replaced all those feathers. Or she has probably. It looks more femalish than male.
So
that bird has to wear that band for the rest of its life.
Yeah.
And so if I put something on you, you got to wear the rest of your life. You want it to be comfortable.
I prefer it to be comfortable.
We want it to be comfortable. So we ban doves. You know, you hear about waterfowl being banded, and any bird that any research is done on, whether it's songbirds or raptors or whatever, they're usually banded, turkeys, things like that, for research purposes if they're ever recaught. You know, you have some data to recover on them. But we can't count doves like they do waterfowl. They fly and do counts and all. So these banding is really important because it gives us an estimate of what the hunters are harvesting, because they'll turn these bands in. It also gives us an estimate of how many made it through for another year, so our survival rate. So we have a mortality rate and a survival rate off our bands. And you combine that with numbers from the HIP survey. Everybody's familiar with the HIP, that you have to, how many birds did you kill? Was it 8 to 10 or 0 to 10 or 10 to 20? Everybody's familiar with that. We need that truthful information because we put all those numbers together. It helps us get a population index or population number estimate. And that's how we set our seasons and make management decisions with these birds.
Like, guys, if y'all are sitting at home and you're like, well, how do we know what year we get to kill 12 or 15 doves? That decision starts right here with these bands and why it's important to turn them in.
Doves are a great migratory game bird, very important to the hunters and conservationists everywhere, and we need as much information as we can to make the best possible decisions when managing these animals.
So that's the cool thing. Like, that's the nerd part of it that I love, and that I hope we can pass on to you guys. Like, that's what helps us as duck hunters to keep our seasons. If you like 60 and 6, we need to know this information. If there's a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on ducks and seasons. You can help by being honest on your hip, reporting your bands, and helping us out. They look for volunteers to help with this kind of stuff all the time. So anything you can do to give back to these animals is much appreciated. So, John, man, we appreciate it. Look, thank you for having us out.
Yeah, certainly.
And we're gonna spring these traps again. We're not done yet. It's a nice cool evening in August. There's rain around us, so we're gonna roll until they quit coming in. I bet there's some in there. But look, if you guys like this kind of video, let us know. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see y'all next time. We're out.